We're live. All right, finally. Um, hmm. Just gotta organize my windows a little bit. Let's see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. How should we build this? Is architect. Hello. That bigger for everybody? Not this. Okay, tonight, I want to work on an idea, but I'll answer questions as they come in. So anybody who has any questions, I'll help you out. For free. But I've kind of got an idea in my head of what I want to build. So, to make a grid of triggers. Decide how I want to do this. So let's go trigger 1, 1. I think there's a better way to do this, but I'm just going to do this way for now. 3, 3, 2. I don't know. Epic's Developer Assistant. Thing's pretty cool. I've used that and to help me out really quickly. It's worked out well. Liked it. I don't think this is the best way to do this. Let's do this a different way. I don't actually like this way, what I'm doing right now. I need some code. Date modify doesn't work. Oh, I see, because I copied all these in. Okay, well, let's do this. What one are we working on? Okay, we need this code here. We need some wrappers to do some custom listening or subscribing to trigger events. And then instead of doing this, let's do this. Yeah. less like that. That's what we want. That way we can get the index and we know which one that is. Should work. What kind of game are you making? Tic Tac Toe. Actually, I had an idea in my head because in the last live stream we were doing, I was trying to study scene graph, and I really didn't have a practical thing to test with. So I thought, rather than doing something that I've already done, I've never done tic tac toe, but I know exactly how I want to do it. So what I want to do is I want to make a tic tac board the conventional way, and then I want to convert it to a scene graph prefab. Yeah, that's the idea. So first I need to make it so that it works, and then we can go from there. Going to need some images. Load up Photoshop as well. Cooper's here. Hello, Cooper. Sorry you're late. No worries. This live stream is really going to be just me working on something, but if people have questions, I will try to solve them for you. We need an X and an O, don't we? I'm going to open up the file. Let's see. I'm not doing anything exciting in Photoshop. I'll bring it over if you guys want to see, but just go find a big X and a big O on the internet. And just gonna pick something simple. Well, that didn't work. Let's see. That also did not work. Why doesn't it work? How come I can't just save image as? Just need the X and the O. Let's put it. And go get that. Okay. That gonna work? It did. Okay. So now we got our X and our O. Close that. Cooper has a question. What should I name my first ever gotcha life OC? What? I don't even know what you mean, buddy. Okay, so let's split these up. So that. I'll make these bigger. It doesn't really matter. Well, grab X, make it accordingly bigger. Yeah, it's fine. Export. Gacha Life is a 2D game where you customize characters. I don't know, man. What's an OC? Okay, I'm going to export this 512, 512. And folder. What did I do? We did O. Grab X. Original character. I thought I might have. Bob. Should name it Bob. Gacha is a Japanese word, though. So you should name it Kentaro. Kentaro. That's one of the most common names in Japan. Kentaro. Yeah. There you go. It's one of the most common names in Japan. I know that because I live there. Oh. Okay, we need these images, so let's go to our content browser. Let's make a new folder called images. And bring those two in. So, all right. Now that we've got those in, we need to make material. X. And we need to modify these guys. This masked alpha goes into the mask like that, and that should give us our should we make it a different color? You know what I should have done? I should have made these guys white. Oh, hit them. Masked alpha to and there's our X. Apply, save. It takes forever to save materials, don't know why. Some people make fun of you for playing Gacha Life. It's okay, buddy. Listen to people that make fun of you. Who cares, man? Okay, so now we need to make, I guess we should work on the visuals and then we'll do the code. Got the code started. We can let's do this as well. Tic Tac Toe spots. This also is going to be an array. Creative props. Right? What did I do wrong? Create a prop, not props. There we go. We'll do that. I guess we should have the spawners. Same thing. Spawner device. Like so. And yeah, I know I'm working on this, guys, but if you have any questions, problems or something like that, solve, just let me know. I just thought I would do a live stream of what I'd be working on tonight because I feel like doing this. And if all goes well, I'll be able to hopefully show how I'm going to make it with scene graph as well. So we need to get the spawn event. What is it? Player spawn? What is it? Spawn event? Is that it? I don't type this very often. One player spawn. I just copy paste a lot. I got it. Okay, so we got the trigger sorted. Got to register the player in the game. We do that when they get spawned in. We'll do in a second. Need to make another file. Custom player. So now we'll line up. This is not a device. It's just going to be a class. Let's see. What do we want to do with a custom player? We want, maybe they have a player number. We want to, what do we want to do, guys? We want to be able to have them play a game. Maybe we set them to a board number. Like in the game that I'm thinking of, I want there to be more than one Tic Tac Toe game going on. Ideally, it would be like 20 players can come in, then the winners play winners until you get to a final super winner, maybe. Like it could be, it's just a test game. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. I have no idea if this is going to do anything. But it's something fun to do. So let's do that. We'll give them a board number as well, so we can assign them to something. Should do for now, right? All right. Set player number. Let's go fingers faster. It's not a variable. Just going to set this when we instantiate the custom player. And I guess we can initialize them. UID is going to come in. Set equals UID. Okay, so that's my basic boilerplate custom player code. Hopefully that makes some sense. Cooper says, how do I super chat? I don't know, man. Isn't there a little button? You don't have to, though. I don't put ads on any of my videos or anything like that. I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube. I just want to help. That's it. That's why you'll never see an ad on any of the videos. You don't have to wait for the video to start. There's no mid-rolls. Nothing. You just come to learn. Ask questions, learn stuff. Yeah, I never worry about that on YouTube. Okay, so what's next? We need a player's map. We need a player's map, don't we? This is a map which has an agent and custom player. Like that. Let's see. I never write this out, but I know how it's done. If they exist, then, I don't know, do something if they are respawning. Else, I'm going to instantiate them. Custom player agent. I've actually completely forgotten how to do this because I copy paste this too much, way too much. Files that used to be in my notepad here are gone. Let's go find file. Aha! Of course. I don't know what I was thinking. And we have to instantiate an object. But because it's I don't think we have to make it false. I don't think I have to make this optional. Let's not do that. Okay, so that should work. Okay, so that does that, and then we're going to add that if I want to. From here, we could actually go CP. Okay. There. What did I call it? Nothing. good enough for what we need. How many triggers yet? We do have 2 player spawners. 1, 2. Okay, any questions? Let me look back. Luke ND. I don't know. I'm currently trying to use the set material function on a blueprint created prop. That's what I'm about to do. And it sometimes changes it when I click my button, but sometimes it doesn't or is delayed. Do you know why? How did you learn how to code? Luke ND. I'm just about to do that now. Why wouldn't it work? I don't know, man. I'd have to see your code. Luke ND. Luke End. All right, buddy. So let me see if we're gonna go over that pretty quick here. Really fast, actually. So what I need to do is I need to add in shape plane. Can I do it this way? Because I don't think it works this way. The modeling mode. I want to add a rectangle. Up so we can see it. How big do we want this to be? Let's. I guess you can't set. Can you not set the size? Oh, you can. Okay, let's go 200. 200. It's a little bigger. It's kind of nicer, right? Yeah, accept that. And let's flip it. Yeah. Why is my rotation not long? 90 degrees. Okay, so we're also going to need a grid, aren't we? Grid. Anyways, I don't know why it does or doesn't. I'd have to see your code to understand why it's doing it. How did I learn how to code? I can answer that. See, now we have this mesh here. Let's set a default material to choose X. Okay, so now we have that. Now we know what it's going to look like. And let's also put this on a 64 grid, maybe. 1, 2. To delete these, but I just want to see what it looks like. That's all right. You know, what I think I would do maybe though is not have these as images. I might do meshes. So make it in Blender or in the modeling mode. All right, that's fine. Let's delete all these guys. Okay, so we want to make a blueprint. So let's make a folder called blueprints. That. Prop. We'll call this Tic Tac Toe piece underscore EP. Okay. Take this mesh, put it in file that. Save that. Close that. Close that. Okay, now we don't need this guy anymore. Here for blueprint. Drag this guy out. Up. Rotate. Tiny. Okay, so Tic Tac Toe piece and name this underscore 1. That way when I start duplicating these guys, there. There. I'm holding Alt and just dragging. There. And there. We still need a, let's do something. Yeah, let's make this pretty thin. 10. No, it's gonna be like 500 or something. 700. And it's gonna be 20. I think that'll work. Right? Be a little higher. Let's go 800. Set that here. Make another one. Rotate it. How did I learn how to code? I learned how to code a long time ago. And it was, that's pretty good. Need a material for this, so don't we? Let's make another folder called materials. And we'll call this material here. I learned how to code just by practicing a lot, making things. And it really did require a lot of studying. You know, you would study, like, so if we go into here, you know, this kind of stuff, the first thing you need to know how to do inside of verse, for example, is to be able to have things that are in code talk to things that are in the scene, right? And so once you know how to do this, then you can just control click, and then you can go into here and you can see, well, what can I do? And so the comments in here help a lot. So it's a lot of reading and then a lot of playing, and a lot of reading and a lot of playing, making mistakes and asking questions. And that's literally just rinse and repeat. I'm still doing it to this day. But I learned how to code a really long time ago. When I lived in Japan, I had this job at a Citibank, which is a rather large bank. And I don't know much. I guess I initially learned how to code when I was a kid. So I learned on a Commodore 64. You guys are not going to know what that is. If anybody in the chat knows what that is, let me know. Anyways, I learned how to code on a Commodore 64 out of a magazine. We didn't have the internet. And I would literally just type out what was in the magazine. And it was like the craziest basic stuff. But you could actually learn how to make a game. Or part of one. I mean, half the time it didn't work. And you couldn't ask anybody because it was a magazine. There's nobody to call or go onto a forum or check a YouTube video. YouTube wasn't even a passing thought. So it really started there. And then, but I proper learned how to code. And that as well, it was just trial and error, and you see what happens and so forth. But the actual coding was when I was at Citibank, or actually, no, maybe the next time I learned how to code was in college. Yeah, that had to have been when I was in college. And we had to code in MS-DOS. Like, you would make a command file. I mean, you still make command files to this day. There are still files that you run on your computer that are done with batch files. Like if you've ever, the last time I used a batch file was in Stable Diffusion, which is an AI program. I mean, it's the cutting edge stuff. But in Windows, you're still going to use the command prompt to make stuff, and you can actually make files and run them in the command prompt, and it'll do a thing. Copy files, delete files, make directories, like all those kinds of things were all programming. So when I was in college, I took a year of learning how to understand computers from the absolute bare bones basic, what is a bit uh, stage, which, I mean, honestly, it's a great thing to know in a way. But so that was my next line of programming, which I don't remember much of, but it was kind of fun because you could run programs on your friends' computers, or actually, no, that didn't kind of come till later when Windows came around and you could still do stuff like that. And you would make these batch files and you could change the icon of the batch file. But when you double clicked on it, somebody would think that they'd be opening a folder or opening an app or something like that, but they weren't. They were running this batch file, which is probably the beginning of hacking. And what it would do is it would, whatever you put in your batch file, it would do. So you could make like 100 directories and fill up their hard drive or something like that. It was bonker stuff, or you could change registry keys and things. And so we would have an awful lot of fun with that kind of stuff. There was other pranks that we used to do where we would change the registry key inside of Windows so that when you moved your mouse down, it went up, or left and right. So you could reverse the direction when you started to figure that stuff out. Or if you hit the Windows key, it would make the taskbar. Oh no. When you move the mouse towards the taskbar, it would disappear. I mean, there's so many. There's so many things. When you learn how to program, the first thing you do is just, it's like learning another language. You're just going to learn all the slang and the swear words and stuff like that. But that's kind of it. Like when you want to learn how to code, you're going to be try to do the fun things. Try to do the things that are amusing, that are kind of fun. And you'll kind of get that craving to sort of learn more and then be a little bit more serious. And then, you want to make money. Yeah. Yeah. And then after that, I was at Citibank and I had to learn how to program Flash, which again is probably going to be a thing that many of you don't know about because it died out quite a while ago when the iPhone came out, and the iPhone wouldn't accept Flash on it. Apple was adamant they weren't going to have anything to do with Adobe Flash. It was trash. They banned it completely, and Flash just died out. But this is incredibly similar to Flash, working in a program that allows you. Oh, I haven't done this material yet. Working in a program that allows you to, I don't know, do such cool stuff, programming and you know, modeling, moving stuff around in the scene. It's insane. It's literally insane what you can do. Okay, I got only 4 here, so let's take this material and just drag it in here. I'm just going to sort of spice this up. So this will give us sort of this reflective, cool looking material. And to be honest, you know what I might do? Let's just grab all of these. And we're going to go into search. What do we want to do? Name it. Let's call it Tic Tac Toe. Grid. To a new object. Bam. Okay, so that gets rid of all 4 items. Now we just have this one item. Put it around like so. Okay, so now we have our grid. I think the only thing that I want to do more, and for this one, we can just, let's come out of modeling mode. Let's go add, shape, plane. And when I was learning, actually, now that I think about it, lock this and go 5 or something. I had this friend at Citibank, and he was just so nice. He would answer all of my questions, and he knew a lot. So that's why I mean, like when you want to learn stuff, it's best to just ask a heck of a lot of questions. Go 8. Maybe 8.2 or something. It's just a little bit bigger that we need. 5. Okay, so that gives us a background. It's already looking like a pretty snazzy Tic Tac Toe board. Yeah. It's good. His architect says, I watched so many tutorials and stuff that I can definitely edit code. And I could probably do something simple. But when I see somebody's code that doesn't look familiar, it blows my mind a little. Well, you'll be making that. As long as you keep studying and keep trying, you'll be making that. But it does take a while to sort of come up with your own ideas for sure. It's not gonna be immediate. And if you can edit other people's code, then great. That's where I started as well. I would just take code that would work, and then I would just modify it to do what I wanted it to do. All right, let's get into the meat of this program. Okay, we got some triggers. Some triggers. Trigger. Repeat. I'm going to make these shootable. These up 2. I'll do. All right. Yeah, we can get by with that. You know, now that I look at it though, let's go 1 point. Guys. All right. Basic tic-tac-toe game. We need something to shoot them with. So let's go. I guess we'll just give them. Doesn't need to be noisy, so let's silenced pistol. Huh. Look for pistol. Suppressed. Let's go. Do the shadow dragger. Suppressed pistol level 1 is fine. Okay, so we can clear their inventory, give them the current item, enable the game start, grant on game start. What we yeah. Okay, that's that. I'll rename it actually. 3. Let's clean up our outliner a bit. Pistol enter. Move to new folder. Tic Tac Toe board. And we're going to take all the triggers and put them in there as well. That's another folder. Call this devices maybe. Grab our manager, check it in there. Spawner. This is our Tic Tac Toe board background. We should make that a probably make that a creative prop time. just so we can change the background if we wanted to with verse. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's get this tic tac toe. I'm gonna have to get out my alt or yeah. Okay, let's check in our changes because that's just a good practice. Putting in ASDF is not a good practice. But there we are. All right. Yeah. So yeah, when I was learning Visual Basic and Flash and HTML and JavaScript and CSS because that was all the things that we needed to make what was called an intranet, which is an internal network. Internal website. So it ran off of a server that was inside of the company. The external server was, I didn't manage that. I just did the internal one so that the employees inside of the company would use the intranet for internal stuff. All kinds of stuff in there. A lot of fun. Do you build any in 1.0? No, I've never built in Creative 1.0. I came in UEFN. I came into UEFN like 2.5 years ago when Epic was. They had sort of said that Creative 2.0 was a thing, and they had UEFN going, and it was in beta. And if anybody wants to play with it and try it out, it's a good time to get started because we're going to give away billions of dollars. I don't know if it was, yeah, it was kind of billions, and so I thought billions, eh? I think I could probably get a piece of that pie. Because I had the confidence that I could probably learn what to do. And I did. So, okay, we need 9 triggers. 1, 2, 3. A lot of work inside of UEFN is incredibly tedious. Picking things up and stuff like that. What are you going to do? Okay, so we got to hide all the triggers because I can't see. And I need to hook up the X's and O's. Because one player is going to be X and one player is going to be O, and we have to figure that out. And then accordingly change the piece to an X or an O, or hide the piece. So that's what we're going to do. We need to hide all the pieces from the get-go. Six, 7, 8. All right. The only thing that I don't think I know how to do is the algorithm to figure out if somebody won. I'll have to sort that out. Maybe I'll get AI to help me with that one. Give me an algorithm that helps me figure out if somebody won Tic Tac Toe. Probably do that. I bet AI could just sort that out really fast, so I don't have to think. Because I don't want to think about everything. Okay, so we've got all of our triggers hooked up. We've got our player spawners hooked up. We got our custom player figured out. I mean, there's lots of things to think about when players leave the game, come into the game. I guess we better sort out when somebody leaves the game. So we'll play space. Player. What do they do? They leave or something like that? I can't remember what they do. Just have to look at old code. Removed event. There we go. Get play space. See again, I do not type this stuff out. I just copy paste from somewhere. All the time. I mean, if I had to write it out, I probably could. But why bother? Why bother? Okay, so that does that. What's in there? Okay, that's that on player. Wait, what is going on? There. Okay, that's done. So we know when somebody leaves. So if somebody leaves, yeah, we're gonna have to figure out um, if somebody's in a game with them. So we'd want to know, we know what board they're on, so we just have to find the other player that's on the same board and then cancel the game. So we can do that because we have the board number. We have the player number, so we know which player they are. So we can say player 1 or player 2, 1. Are you on a dev team? I am. On a team of 2 people. I work with a guy named Jivan, and he used to be a comp player. So we made Forever Zone Wars. We've made Mr. Savage's 1v1 recently. We're working on a couple of other sort of more high profile ones. But yeah, Forever Zone Wars is the biggest one that we've probably done together. Of course, I did Christmas Tycoon, which also did really well. And we've done a bunch of other smaller games, some that haven't done very well at all, some that have completely flopped, some that have done okay. Yeah. Do you know how to make it so you can build on top of a creative prop blueprint? I have a grid floor, but I can't figure out how to make it work with the Fortnite building pieces. Top of a creative prop. Don't really know what you mean there, man. I'm gonna have to describe it a little bit better to understand. Make it work with the Fortnite building pieces. Well, the thing about the Fortnite building pieces is you can't can't put them in a blueprint. Right? So you can't really spawn them. You can't do anything with them. You can't control them. You have to parent them to another item if you want to move them. I mean, you can't hide or show them. You could use data layers to hide and show them. I'm making the floor for my 1v1 map and it's not letting me build on top of it. Oh, build as in do builds. Oh, I see. Um, yeah, weird. Like it just doesn't let you, it gives you the X. Can't decide if I want to disable the trigger. So many things to think about. Just showing red on your builds. Um, my guess is your floor is kind of in the air. It's not on the grid. Like you don't have the grid right below it or nothing. And you don't have any landscape. Sometimes if you want to island settings. Okay, I can build in this game. Like, hmm. Yeah, there is a what's it called? Can't remember the name of the device. Platform, I think. Hover platform. The you can put a hover platform and I think you can make it invisible. Yeah, just make it non-damageable and stuff like that. But you can, how do you, I'm pretty sure you can make this thing invisible. And then this can be built upon. So that's why it sticks to, that's why it sticks to the grid, because it's sort of that structural item. So you can put that underneath if your 1v1 is in the air somewhere, it's not on grid, or it's not on the grid, like yeah, disappear. Why isn't it going away? Delete. So weird. Oh, I see, because I don't select static mesh component. Yeah, if you don't have your ground on the grid here, then you got to put something underneath it. And the hover platform is a really common one to use. Okay, so we've got that running. Triggers are in. Okay, so let's do the part where we're going to show. Gotta do some verse. Okay, so we're going to get the trigger index. We need to know if the player is player 1 or player 2. So player 1 will be X. Get the agent here, so let's go change this. Maybe agent, or if maybe agent goes, oh no. We always do for a trigger. We want to know what player they are. So if CP equals players and agent. Let's just do this in stages. Player number 1. Then 1 can be is X. Else is O. I'm going to set the player number. So let's do for now, let's just use trigger. This is not the way I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this a much smarter way in the future, but for now, devices, I need a trigger. Player trigger here, 2 triggers there. Back these guys up. Because I know how the game works, I can just do that. So let's verse, and we'll just do that. Editable. Just going to do a normal subscribe here. rather than the modified one, because we're not using the array, we can just get these guys directly. Yeah. Cool. Steal this code. No more questions. You guys are quiet. It's kind of the middle of the night, really, for a lot of people. It's only 11 o'clock my time. Still early. Okay, so now we got the player number set. If we go there, so then when we hit the trigger, start game. Let's I guess we need another trigger for starting the game. Or what should we do? We should it's weird, eh? Everything looks kind of low. Just move this up. Man, 3D always makes things look weird. But we're going to be down here looking at it like this. Should be fine. Let's make a button. And we'll put it here. And we'll change the mesh. Button. Why is it not called button? There. Scale this guy up. 5. Bam. Okay, interaction radius should be 2. And we'll label this start game. And we'll give it an interaction time of 0.1. So it feels like a button. You know what I mean? Hopefully this is kind of interesting for everybody. Let me know if it's kind of boring. I think it's pretty good. Okay, back to verse. Because we need to add the button in. So. Event. Subscribe. On start game button. We should put in some fail safes for this button, but maybe just not right yet. Let's just make the game start. So we want to reset all the triggers. We need the index of these triggers. So that'll reset all the triggers, and we want to reset. There are just as many. I'll just do this. 4. hide them all. Okay, so then what do we want to do in start game? Kind of wanted to do this. Figure out if we need to do because we need to sort out, we don't want somebody just to press a button all the time. So we should probably put a reset time on the button. Just for now. Set delay of like 5 seconds. Okay, enable all the triggers, hide every spot. Oh yeah, all the triggers don't have their settings set. So not going to be visible. Triggered by damage. Not vehicles, not sequencers, not water. No VFX, no SFX. Receive damage when invisible, yes. And do it. That's good. So we're going to shoot him. All right, so that's done. The other thing that we're going to need to be able to do, if this is going to be a major multiplayer, that we don't want somebody else coming in trying to make moves. So we have to sort that out as well in a bit. Okay, so start game does that on trigger. So we need to get so let's disable the trigger. Disable the trigger. Yeah, I think that's a better move. So we know the index, so we can just go if trigger equals, and it's inside of triggers. We'll go index. We don't have the index, trigger index. Disable. So then it can't be hit again, right? Okay, so now we need to figure out what's going on here. So we need to grab the spot that we hit. So we go if spot equals Tic Tac Toe spots, trigger index. So we're going to get the blueprint that we want to affect. Spot set material and all these things. We should take these out of here and to material. Tic Tac Toe O material and Tic Tac Toe X material. So set materials. Tic Tac Toe. Did I capitalize any of those? This is X. We could get this one time instead of twice. I gotta be honest, there is probably, yeah, I'll leave it for now. And then we can show. Build successful. Good. I think this is work, just the way it is. I think we're done. We did this part. Let's run it. Launch session. Oh, did I hook up? That's okay. We have to rerun it anyways. Never works on the first try. I'll switch my screen in a second to my game screen. They're done. Pieces are done. Their spawners are done. That one. Two trigger. That one. And a button. That one. And the button. Cleaned up. Looks better. I'm just waiting for the game to start up. I mean, there's something to be said for learning lots of different languages as well, that I think is good. Like you learn different ways to do things that work in different languages better than other languages, and you can sort of pick and choose when you go to learn another language. I think that's useful. Should I get my alts in here? I think so, right? Otherwise, what's the use? So much stuff on my desk. Okay, this is not ready to play yet. I'm gonna have a game of Tic Tac Toe with myself. Okay, so we made some changes there. I guess we can just start. I'm gonna wait for my alt to pop in. Give me a second. Take long. Kind of things are you guys making? I mean, you pay attention to this channel for a reason. You guys must be working on something. Lukend is working on 1v1. Check out our Mr. Savage 1v1. Solid. It's a lot of fun to make. A lot of things to think about on 1v1. It seems simple, but to update my laptop. What is going on? I can't launch Epic. Oh, what? I can't launch Epic Games Launcher because it says I need a new version of the software, but then it shuts it down when I go to open it. New version of the system software is available. Great. Well, install it then. Why doesn't it just update like it usually does? It just straight goes away. All right, well. Install from Epic's website. First time I've had to do this. It's so weird. It's going. I guess we can quickly just test to see if this works for us. Where's my gun? Why didn't the item grantor give me a gun? Say it isn't so. Okay. Let's double check that. Receiving players all. Okay, I got a gun. So we want to restart the game so everything disappears. Guess I'm player 1, eh? Let's restart that. Go to O. That'll work. Cool. Doesn't work. I know why. While my laptop does its thing. Set player number. Number should equal 2. I see the problem, folks. Save that. Build that, save that. Push all changes. Story of my life, man. One typo. Well, one of us didn't update their alt account computers, so we have to wait. Either way, this isn't working yet anyway, so. Just waiting for it to upload, even though it's tiny. It should be seconds. Should have a hardwire wire somewhere. Oh. Okay, UEFN. Hey man, how's it going? Just waiting. Always wait. Oh, here we go. I'll wait for my alt to start working. Okay, so we've got everything up there. Let's reset the game. We have our gun. Right now we're player 1 by default. Let's go here. All right, we can go here. That'll be O. So we need to figure out that if this is a win. Reshooting doesn't do anything. That's good. Let's reset it. That's the other thing that I guess we have to do is make sure that players take turns. Yeah. Okay. Well, so far so good. Dino Vision is here. Hey, man. How's it going? Waiting for my alt to come on, but before that, we have to figure out turn. Let's make a variable. Player turn. So player one will go first. This isn't what we want. We're gonna player. Yeah, we'll make some variables here that are, yeah, some constants. They're not variables. Fresh strawberries to eat. So tasty. Replace that. There's a better way to do this, but I'm going to do this here for now. Actually, no. Let's think we need. Oh, my alt's ready. My alt's ready. Let's load up Fortnite. We're getting there, guys. A lot of things to think about. So we need the index and player number. Player number? We don't need the player number. We only need to do this. No. Can we not put a texture type in here? Yeah. Is it doing this? Why can't I? That's what we want to do. Okay, so yeah, let's take this out as well. You guys can't see my screen. I just realized, sorry. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I've been thinking through it anyways, but apologize for that. So we need to change the piece. So we need to know if it's this player's turn. If player turn equals player number, find the spot, find out which player it is, and then we'll go change piece. To be honest, we could probably move this up here. Get rid of this. There. Know what player it is, so we can put in the material here. Okay. Still giving me a problem. It's not a texture. And then we can just do this. Change that to O. Move that. Okay, that cleans that up pretty nicely, don't you think? Hopefully you guys understand why I did all that. Yeah, we need to we need to move we have to move all this stuff in. Otherwise we would have a duplicate code all over the place. We just don't need it. The other thing we can do here, do this in one if statement. That. Yeah, that's a little bit cleaner and better. This piece. So this way, once a player is gone, they can't just go again. So we should double check, make sure that works. So when we start the game, it sets it to player 1 here. Okay, let's bring mine open. And then we'll show the game screen. And wait till my alt comes in, and then I will start the game. The only thing left to do is figure out who wins. I'm out. The same spawner. Weird. Okay. Push first changes. Let's go. Is this interesting? Somebody let me know. Okay, so Alt's here. I'm here. Don't want to do that. Both have a gun. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna be player 1. Player 2. Okay, so player 2 cannot do anything. So player 1. And I shouldn't be able to do anything. It's good. Player 2. Player 1. Player 2. Player 1. Player 2. Player 1. Player 2. Okay, so that's a win scenario. Good. All right, so it works. Tic Tac Toe. How long did it take to make that? How long have we been streaming for? I mean, I can't even tell. What does it say? 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's not bad. Everybody wins. Oh, that's another thing we have to do. Once the game is won, we have to make it so that nobody can hit any more triggers. So we reset the game. Okay. That's cool, right? Almost lost. What an idiot. Okay. So that's done. We did it. We made a Tic Tac Toe game. Now we got to figure out who won. So after every turn, so let's go back to UEFN. In the game, why does it do that? I don't know. Okay, so let's run another check for win. So how do we do this part? I don't actually know. So I think what we should do is ask Epic's yeah. So let's look for that. Developer assistant. All right, guys, here we go. Now we're going to use Epic's developer assistant. Let's see what happens. Admittedly, I'm getting a little tired. Guess we can't quit here, can we? Is it midnight? Okay, please create an algorithm inverse that will detect a win in a Tic Tac Toe game. Where the spots are in an array going left to right and top to bottom. So the first piece, yeah, let's see what it does. Let's see if it figures it out. Wouldn't that be neat? How cool would that be? Accelerating algorithms inverse. Oh, wow. No way. Wait a second. No. Oh, you know what we need to do, now that I think about it, is I'm not saving. We need to save in an array the player number at the right spot. So other than that, this should work. Let's copy. Nice. Put this in. And now we got to make modifications. So okay, I get what it wants to do. So this is board. So let's do this. Let's go grab a board. Or just grab this for an array. Our board is int array. Let's instantiate this with values. Start the game. So we'll set board equals array. This is the dummy way of doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fine. Okay, so 0 because it's neither 1 nor 2. Right? So we want to be able to detect the winner. So that's board. Okay, let's go back up to here. For row, yeah, sometimes it struggles with this tabbing. So let's take it out of here. Put this back in. And I'm just going to go to Notepad, paste, and then just tab everything. Whoops. Why does that happen? Why doesn't it shift tab inside of Notepad? How stupid is this program? Okay, let's just do this. And we'll just take all this and shift tab everything back. So it doesn't get everything right. Like, okay, so let's put it in check to see if oh, you know what we should do? We need to know what turn it is. So, oh, we already know whose turn it is. But after the person goes, it sets the other player turn. So we shouldn't do this here. Delete this here. Change the piece, check for win. If no win found, if what is the value that I'm player turn? We got so much to do here. I have a feeling I'm going to be rewriting this. Come on, fingers, you can do this. Take that out of there. Okay, so we figured out if somebody's one or not. Okay, let's go back to this. Still only testing for player one. I think I have this right. Just a second. I don't think we need that. That's right. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Yep. 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 2. Yeah. I feel like this doesn't have all of them sorted out. Okay, let's do this. Player to check int equals current player turn. What was it called? Player turn? Just player turn. That's what we want to do. Okay, if it comes back 0, then nobody won. So let's test this. Let's go print. Player 1 has in the game. But we still have to save those positions. Um, so we'll go set board index equals to, we have to do this in if. Should be it, man. Should be good. Which changes for the game. Who likes watching a Tic Tac Toe game being made? I want to know. Okay, so start the game. Player 1, 2. So X. So something broke. Did we get a print? Player 1 has won the game. All right, this is a hard no. Why didn't it work? Now we have to figure out why this didn't work. There's a bug in here. For row 0 to 2. So we're going to go 0, 1, 2. Start index is row times 3. 1, 2. This is wrong. Um, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the same lines. The two diagonals that we need to check are 0, 4, 6, and 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. Oh, we can leave this as 4. Two, yeah, 2. 0, 1, 2. 2, 4. What is that, right? 2, 4, yeah, 6. Okay, I think I fixed the algorithm. You guys are so quiet. It's crazy. It's like chat doesn't work or something. Okay, we're in. Reset the game. Okay. And X. I didn't see any prints show up, so that means it's working. O can go there. X goes there. There. Goes there. Player 1 has won the game. All right. Reset. X. O. X. Let's do a difficult one, or a more difficult one. Oh. Player 2 has won the game. It works. There you go. We have made a successful tic-tac-toe game. That's cool, right? 2 hours. Less than 2 hours. Still works. That's neat. And yeah. There's all the code. So if you guys want to copy that, that's very possible. There we go. Just scroll through that. Custom players basic, like that. Pretty neat, right? How does it know when you won? Yeah, it's just a simple, super simple algorithm. Oops. It just checks each row, each column, and then the 2 diagonals. So super simple. And that's it. We made a tic-tac-toe game. And it works. So man, I should have recorded all this. I mean, it's VOD. It'll record onto YouTube, but if I recorded it on my computer, then I'd have I don't know. I don't want to edit 2 hours of video. But okay, so I'm not gonna do this tonight because it's a little after 12 now. I was hoping to be through this much faster, but I want to convert this to scene graph, which I think I will do in the next live stream. Log in here. I can't get it. And because the idea is, are we looking at my screen? Yeah. So the idea is that we want to be able to take this whole board and then make a bunch of boards, right? All over the place. And then more people can come in and play tic-tac-toe all at once. And then if we get really smart with it, we could make it so that we take the winners and move them to the next floor up in a room or like in a big building or something like that. And then finally get to just 2 players that are the winners of the game, of the mini games going on, and then they win some gold or something like that. I don't know what they're going to win. They win something, a trophy, an award. They rank up. Who knows? That's kind of cool. I mean, I was expecting it to work, but kind of wasn't expecting it to work at the same time. Like, can I really do this? I've never made a tic-tac-toe game in my life, but that's cool. Yeah, so rather than having to, so what I would want to do is I want to package this up outside of the game manager. So the game manager is going to manage all the games, and the game, the tic-tac-toe board that we built here would go in its own device. It would be a tic-tac-toe game device. And we would put in the player 1, player 2 triggers. We're probably going to need to put a player counter or some kind of volume so that no other people can come in. We need the button in there because that's going to be part of it. We need design. Everything's going to get packaged up into a thing that we can just duplicate. But, you know, if we do it the old way instead of the scene graph prefab way, then it's going to require hooking everything up all the time. So I want to get this done with scene graph, just not tonight though. This is like, yeah, hopefully that was kind of interesting for you guys. I'm really actually quite happy that this worked. All kinds of design things to do, but if I go to player 2, yeah, you'd never be able to play by yourself because it just wouldn't. Player 2 doesn't get to go first. X, O, O. Oh. Player 2 is 1. And it never goes to other players, so. But yeah, we'd have to be able to stop the game, show a HUD, player 2 1. Maybe automatically reset the game. I don't know. Maybe it just be a manual thing. You're dead, alt. Toodaloo. Okay, let's leave it at that. Hopefully that has been kind of interesting for you guys. Nobody had any real questions in this stream, which is fine. Kind of kept me on track. I like this. Yeah, that was fun. So that's it for this one. I'm going to end the stream here unless you guys have something for me. But if not, UEFN says awesome work. Thanks for starting the stream. You're very welcome. I'm glad that was pretty cool. And yeah, we'll clear it whenever somebody wins. I think so too. I think there should be a HUD, maybe some fireworks, and then the game clears, and then you just restart immediately. We could do, actually, let's do that really quick. Why not? Because actually I'm still a little wired that this works. So let's grab a HUD. Why not? And we will let's set this up to like huge text. Text color can be red. Kind of red in here. Blue? Maybe blue. A light blue. Yeah. Congratulatory. Let's do that. And we'll call this player as one HUD. That'd be good in the game. And reset the game. So let's put in the HUD. Can you see this? Yeah, you guys can see it. HUD. Nice. We don't have the stringed message thing. We're gonna need that. Steal that from my library of code that I'm stealing from all the time. We need this because we need to be able to set the message that shows up inside of the HUD. That's not what we want. And we can stop people from making further moves by just setting the player turn to 0 for now, but we'll probably change that later. Just going to put a slight delay for it to reset. because the HUD shows up for 5 seconds. And then, so this is why we want to call, where is it? Start game? Yeah. Although we still have a problem that people can change their player number. We have to sort out a lot of stuff. Like here, our HUD, and that should work. Will you share this in the future? What do you mean? Like make a game out of it, make a proper game and publish it? Thinking about it. Minty Omens FN says, can you make a quick small battle royale? It'd take forever. It's like midnight, bro. Up left right says, how's it going? It's going pretty good. We just made a Tic Tac Toe game in the last couple hours. Works well. Please share the code. It's in the video. I'll put it up on Patreon, but when I put stuff up on Patreon, it's to discourage you guys from going to get it. You should type it out. Somebody asked, how do you learn how to code? Well, you learn it by typing, not by copy pasting. You copy paste your own code, but try not to copy paste other people's code, says the guy that just copied the AI code. But that said, though, I did copy the AI code and then I had to modify it a lot. Maybe I didn't need to modify. No, I think I had to modify. I don't think it had it right. But I've shared the code. It's in the video. I'll share it again. Right? Code is right here. So go to the top and I'll just scroll down. You guys can see that, right? I mean, it is 199 lines of code still. Yeah, man. You guys are free to use this code. It's your code. It's my code. It's everybody's code. All right. Game's on. So let's see if it works. So, oh, we got to restart the game. This bug is... I still didn't get him. Oh, okay. So start the game. X, O, X, O, X. Player one has won the game, and it should reset. X, O, X, O, X. Player one has won the... Oh, did I not change that? Did not change that. Okay. That's a small change. Test it though. A 2v2 box battle. Like, dude, I don't know if you know what it takes to just create a whole game, but it's a lot. I mean, that would probably take me properly, probably very basic, still a couple days. Do it on a live stream. I mean, if you need help understanding how to do it, probably answer some questions. Okay, we just need to see if player two shows up. There, player two has won the game. And it resets. And double check. Player one has won the game. I mean, I guess next thing to do is put a leaderboard, some kind of scoreboard up ahead there, something like that. Yeah. How do you set the player's turn and if there's X or O? You have a 2v2 box battle and create a 1.0? Man, people that still create a 1.0 are some form of genius or something. I don't know. I could never do it. Creative 1.0 is such a drag to me. How do you set the X and O and the player term? So when the trigger is hit, we grab the agent, and the agent is in a player's map. And we grab their player number, which is set when they hit one of those triggers. And we change the piece color to either X material or O material, which exists in here. So you can see this is my X material. Yep. This is my O material. Like that. So it changes to one of those materials of the blueprint that lives here. It's just a blueprint, which is a oh shoot, sorry guys, hang on a second. Okay, we'll do it backwards. So these are blueprints. That is a just a rectangle plane. Yeah. So you're just setting the material with code, which is done here based on their player number. So if the player number, right, so I've covered this a million times inside of my tutorials. When we spawn a player, we check to see if they're inside of the player's map that we make. So we have custom control over all players. If not, we make them and we put them in there. And so then we have the availability to set their player number, right? And we do that when we hit one of those triggers, the player 1 trigger or the player 2 trigger. We set their player number, player 1 or player 2, which is defined right there. Right. So then when we hit one of the triggers on the board, we check to see which player number they are. If they're player 1, set it to be X for the piece, the spot, and set it to be O if it's not player 1, which would be player 2. You know, we should... No, that's fine. We'll leave it at that. It's not going to be more than 2 players. All right, and then when we change the piece, we set the material right there. And those are all in an array. So hopefully that makes sense now. Yeah, man. That's how it works. Relatively simple, I think. So yeah, so we reset the game, we show who won. What else is there to do? I think we're finished for now. Other than to convert it to scene graph, stuff like that. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody being here, all the great questions. Hopefully I've been able to help a little bit. And yeah, maybe the next live stream will just continue on. We'll just keep making this game and hopefully convert it to scene graph. That's definitely one of the things on my mind I want to be able to do. So I think it'll be very interesting. All right, that's it. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you guys. For me, it's midnight, so time to turn off the computer and go to bed. That was fun. I'm actually really excited about this one, where it can go. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.